welcome you to our patch party. We have Miss Tina Canada, who's a representative from the Caris Foundation. Caris Foundation has sponsored this event today. It's a local charity. And Mrs. Canada, if you'd like to say a few words.
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Bermuda International Eye Institute Patch Party. I just want to present just something in regards to Your Excellency, Governor of Bermuda. If I can have everyone's attention. His Excellency George Ferguson has been Governor of Bermuda since May 2012. His Excellency was born in Scotland and spent most of his primary school years in New Zealand. He studied politics, philosophy, and economics in Magdalen College, Oxford, before working for a year in a family law firm in Scotland, and then joining the British Civil Service in 1978. He was in the Northern Ireland office until 1991, serving in Belfast, London, and on attachment to the British Embassy in Dublin. He worked on a wide range of issues, including security policy, energy policy, and international issues, and was head of the Elections and Human Rights Branch. In 1991, he transferred to the diplomatic service, working on the transition from the Soviet Union to the successor states and later in Seoul. From 1997, he was the head of the Republic of Ireland Department in the Foreign and Commonwealth Office and was a member of the UK government's talk team for the Good Friday Agreement in 1998. In 1998, he was appointed British Consul General in Boston. And from 2003 to 2006, His Excellency was head of the Foreign Policy team in the UK Cabinet Office, before being posted as High Commissioner to New Zealand and Samoa, and also as Governor of Pitcairn, based in Wellington. He returned to London in 2010 and worked on different assignments in the Cabinet Office and the Foreign and Commonwealth Office. His Excellency is married to Margaret Bouquet, who is a career officer with the British Consul. They have 3 daughters and a granddaughter. A son was killed in an accident in 2005. I would also like to present His Excellency the Governor of Bermuda with a small token.
Ladies and gentlemen and children, thank you very much. It sounded a little bit like a charge sheet. I thought at the end you were going to invite people to judge whether I was guilty or not guilty. I haven't quite had time to put this on, so take my word, but I will at some stage. It's a real pleasure to be here. I have had trouble with my eyes at different stages. I've had 2 cataract operations, and I had an injury to my eye earlier this year. So it's very handy that the Honorary Consul of Ghana should be the leading eye doctor on the island. Even though I was misintroduced to him at first, because he was a lawyer for a while. I don't know who is here, because it may be dangerous, but actually eye doctors are much more useful people. 3 times I've had a situation where I had to have an eye patch afterwards. It was not easier for me to remember to wear an eye patch, because mine was there to stop things hitting my eye. If they did hit my eye, it would have hurt a lot. So that's a really easy way of remembering to put your patch on. And I know it's more difficult sometimes to remember or to want to put a patch on when you haven't got something like a petting along to remind you. So it's great that a program like this and a party like this is here to bring people together so you can all remind each other that it's not so bad putting a patch on for a good reason. And I hope that you're having a good afternoon here, and I'm looking forward to joining for some of them. So congratulations to all those who organised the patch party, and congratulations to all of you who have come. That's quite enough for me. I look forward to meeting some of you individually in a minute.
Members of the press corps, parents and lovely children, thank you all for honouring the invitation to attend the 4th annual patch party of the Institute. It's actually sponsored by the Caris Foundation but held under the auspices of the Institute. Now, seeing so many lovely children here reminded me of a rather interesting story which I'll tell you. There was this teacher who was teaching 6 and 7-year-olds about eye health. And they talked about exercises and the importance of diet and everything. And one 6-year-old shook his hand and said, "Well, teacher, my mother says that it's very good to eat carrots because it's good for the eyes." And even before she could answer, another 6-year-old shook his hand and said, "Oh, I know that's true." And one of the friends said, "How do you know?" And he said, "Have you ever seen a rabbit with a patch or wearing glasses?" Now, the Caris Foundation directs its resources to young children and the aged. And every year we have this function. We also hold the annual Ice Classic at St. George's. The proceeds from that goes to charities like H and Sept and other senior charities. And this one is specifically devoted to children. Now, just for the sake of those who don't know what BEI is, or why we're having this function, in the early stages of development in each eye sends messages to the brain, and the brain has them to interpret the images. Now, it's very helpful to the brain if the images are identical. If for any reason one eye is feeding the brain with less information, it confuses the brain, and the brain then shuts off the weaker eye and uses the good eye. And that leads to a lack of an establishment of a cortical or an eye-brain axis. Now, it's very important that this axis is developed before the age of 9 in many cases. If that doesn't happen, later on in life, no matter what you do to the bad eye, the eye doesn't see because the brain hasn't recognized that it's used for that. And that's the principle for the patching. And Vicky, Dr. Prendeville, the ophthalmologist, and Dr. Ingberg and the entire team have been quite impressed with the way that parents have embraced this form of treatment. Now, although many of our children are not actually ill, when we are treating them, it's like treating a chronically ill child, because it's a long process. It takes several years, and it requires perseverance. Sometimes the children are really good at school. Now, for the kids with these blue eyes in the other eye, they sometimes don't find a need or the need to see a need to patch the eye. So, I just want to thank parents for your persistence and your diligence in making the program very successful. Now, I know it can be hard, and one principle that I would like to share with you. You can take the whole exercise in portions. Just take a little portion at a time. You can take it from appointment to appointment, rather than think about having to have your child wear a patch for 2 years. It's more easy to deal with the treatment if you compartmentalize it. Vicky will give a word of thanks at the end, but I just want to thank specifically the governor for taking time out of this very busy schedule. I think he has about 6 other engagements this afternoon. So I'm very grateful to him coming and to his ADC Captain Powell. A lot has gone into getting this thing together. Vicky, the Caris Foundation, and the other members of staff of the Institute, and of course Windreach. Now I'll leave the specific thanks to Vicky. But thank you all for coming, and I hope you have a good time. Thank you.
Okay, I'd just like to say a few words before you all go back to having some fun. Like Dr. Sept said, this is our 4th annual patch party here, and I just want to give you a little bit